In terms of eye exercises, which we really all need because we stare at screens too much, there are a lot of things that we can stop and do that will help wake up our brains and our bodies at the same time. So in the past, you have probably done some simple ones where you might like look up as high as you can and look down as far as you can and from side to side, or kind of circling your eyes. And those are things that the eye doctor might even ask you to do when you go in for a checkup. But there are a lot of other kinds of patterns that you can do that help wake up your brain in other ways too. Sometimes they're called disruptor patterns or disruption patterns. And so something like if I try to leave my eyes looking straight forward, but move my head from side to side while I try to keep my eyes looking forward. I can try to move my head up and down while I try to keep my eyes looking forward. Or I could really take any kind of a movement pattern while trying to leave my eyes looking at the same thing in front of me. Right now I'm kind of picked out something that's on the wall behind me as I'm looking at the screen. You can also pick out a spot in the room where you might try to keep looking off to one side. So like I can take my eyes as far to the right as I can, and then I can move my head towards what I'm looking at and away from what I'm looking at. It's actually really hard. So I'm like trying to leave my eyes on the same thing. It's very challenging. Sometimes that makes people a little bit dizzy, but it definitely wakes up your brain. I'm also thinking about some exercises that Daniel Negron used to teach in his movement classes, and he was a famous choreographer and dancer, and he would do some meditative type eye exercises where he would ask you to keep changing the distance of what you're looking at along a pathway, and that you would try to be able to focus on whatever it was that was next in that line, and to try to kind of smooth out how your eyes move. Our eyes tend to want to focus on a spot. They don't really want to scan anything smoothly. So if I'm even just scanning the room and I try to kind of look at the horizon line, my eyes want to keep jumping from one thing to another. It's just kind of the way that our eyes are wired. So he would ask you to start very close to your body and try to see if you could just kind of gradually look down, like one little spot at a time. Take a moment to let your eyes readjust and just notice what you see, and that you would take a very long time to like go down the front of your body and then across the floor and across whatever furniture, wall, or whatever is in front of you, and just gradually really noticing and seeing all of those things. And he would have you try that on some horizontal scans or even some other pathway. So it's really a good brain and body challenge. Also, most of us are spending too much time looking at screens where our eyes are focusing at the same distance the whole time, which is really not very healthy for our vision. So being able to get our eyes to really be able to wake up in lots of different directions is a really good challenge for any of us. It's good exercise to help wake up your brain and wake up your body. And you can insert little moments of movement throughout your day.